And hello and good evening, all. MAGA report. Cornbread man, Dave in the AM. We hope all are well tonight. It has been a good day, but wild around the country yet again. Governor Newsome in the spotlight tonight. I titled this because there is much to report on and just checking streams and making sure. Always got little ins and outs when you're streaming through as many as we do and looking at it, trying to make sure that all the little doggies came in. I think most of them did. I think if I have one that I'm looking at, switching things around. Whenever you do that, makes you a little nervous. So it's been a great Tuesday for me. I enjoyed the sports show, or the racing show rather, earlier with Dean and James by way of chat. And those guys are a blessing. We had a lot of fun. Sports show will be Friday night. Don't forget tomorrow morning, Rob and Dave back together again at the SFP Morning Show, your Hump Day special. Hump Day special. And a big special tomorrow night. It's our first ever edition of the Southern Fried Vent. Be Rumble only exclusive. Part of that will be premium only. It is a debut show. We'll probably have some hiccups because it's the first one. We probably will. We're going to start at our Hump Day views. We have shortened that to 1 hour. We'll have a topic, Hump Day views, and then we may do the whole thing from Rumble just because it would just be easier to drop out. We'll add in as we have quite a few things. We will stream from there. We will test this. It may be a trial and error thing, but we definitely stream from Rumble, so that's not a problem. We will give you news about that tomorrow. Me and Rob will talk about it throughout today, tomorrow, and figure out what we want to do. But this is a Rumble only exclusive show. We're not going to share it anywhere else. Everybody likes to vent, so it ought to be fun. Call it vent or whatever you want to call it. We just ask that you keep it fairly clean. We are family friendly, but let people know what you're frustrated about. We'll even bring you. We'll do our best to bring you on stage. We're not used to it on the Rumble side, so it'll be a work in progress. But the first show will be tomorrow, so you get to see us mess up, have fun, laugh, maybe get mad. Who knows? There's a lot to vent about. My gosh, every day in this life brings a vent. Governor Newsome, let's vent about him tonight. That'll be something to vent about. And don't forget, on Thursday nights is our Cornbread Nation show. Cornbread Nation show, very different show. That's a show that is scripted. It's the only scripted show we do. We only check chats, except for rare occasions. We only check those at the end of the show. So it's scripted, but we have several things that we do. Meaning we don't pre-record it, but it has a script. We go from one thing to the next, and then it's just the only show we do like that. We wanted that show to be very different. It is that, and it is one of our favorite shows. Also, tonight at 8 was supposed to be the debut of the Jeb and Bubba show. We had some delays that happened along, and that pushes things back. It's still going to happen, hopefully tonight. If not, it will be tomorrow, and I apologize. We were trying to get that, or I was trying to get that finished, but there were delays. Things happen, Let me vent about that. It's all good. I can't wait. A lot of it's in the can. We have a little bit left to do around. We put it together. I still may be able to get it done. We'll see. We'll see how tired I am when I get off this show. That's neither here nor there. But I like to give you the inside scoop. You're a part of us. You follow us, you support us, and we try to bring you in and make you privy to as many things as we can. A little behind the scene things. Sometimes you watch people and you have questions and you don't know why they did this or why they did that. We like to explain ourselves. There's a method to the madness. It's madness for sure. There's a method to it, and things happen. Hey, one of the things that affected us this afternoon is my granddaughter's grandmother on her mom's side passed away after a long illness, and that's hard. It's hard for anybody. It's definitely hard for my granddaughter, and so we've spent some extra time talking about that. She's been in the studio quite a bit with me in between shows, and she's okay, but it's extremely sad for her. She's 12-year-old little girl, soon to be 13, and it's tough. So life, we try to stay on schedule with everything, but life happens, and so we'll be having a funeral time here soon, and probably will not affect anything, but to heck with it if it does. That's life. Just to let you know, I like to give you insight on it. My wife has been down. We know that. The people that follow, if you're new, my wife took a hard fall. She's still recovering. And so these things happen. These things happen. People get sick. People get hurt. Job things, all kinds of things happen. On that note, then we'll get kind of started into this show, MAGA Report. This coming Tuesday, I will be helping with elections. I also am a poll worker and an assistant manager at my precinct on election day. And I'm just doing election day. It's only one office. The primary is the I just went blank. Public Service Commissioner for Democrats and Republicans in our state. And so I'll be helping with that. So Tuesday, may do a show late, according to how I feel. That's a 15-hour day. But I am off next week. I took a vacation from my main job. This is really my main job. It's my main job. It's the paying job. This is my business hobby / hobby that I love, which is growing, and one of these days be full time. But we're not going to be on. The racing show is going to be bumped to Monday. We'll bump it up a day. We'll give it to you earlier. Talked that over with Dean tonight. It's just not possible. Can't do what I can't do. I don't go home till 10 o'clock at night on election day. It's a long day, and it's going to be a slow day. But you know what? We vote, and we help with voting. And although we can't talk election, we see those patriots and people exercising their right to vote as Americans, and verification of those people that they have the right to vote. And you know what? It's a blessing. So I've always wanted to step up. I've done things in the community before, and I wanted to help with this. Not because in my area that I think there was any problem. I just wanted to help. We had a special election a few years ago. It required 50 extra poll workers. I felt like God spoke in my heart to help. And I didn't even know if they'd accept me. Like, you? No, they're great. And, I get to see all sides of this thing, which is really a blessing. Sure, there are problems in the state of Georgia where I'm at. There's some problems in certain areas. They've got to get that fixed. There's been issues, yes. But I can tell you, in my county, they rock it. They rock it. And I know the dedication, and I know what they've done, and I know what they do. And you see that at all levels. So anyway, I want to give a plug for them. Catoosa County, you go, you rock. And that's nothing against any other county, but I don't work for those counties. I do work in another county. I am a member of the Chamber of Commerce in the neighboring county, and I also preach the gospel in a neighboring county, but I live in Catoosa, and I help with elections in Catoosa. I want to thank those folks for coming on, too. They gave me a young podcast a lot of benefit of the doubt that were kind enough to come on last year and said they'd be more willing to come back and talk about the process of elections. And there's always changes. There's always tweaks to the law and procedures in counties, and there's that additional layers. Even this year, as I went for my training, yes, there's training. You go and you go through those things and refresh your mind, because I don't work with it every day. And then we have a great team at our precinct. Love those guys and gals, and we got it down to a science. And although you're always ready for hiccups, we got people that are always ready at the moment's notice to help us in the county office. So anyway, didn't plan on saying that tonight, but I want to say it. Get active, be a poll watcher. We got those that come by, but yeah, get active, be active, take part in the process at not just that level, but all levels. Our country needs us. They need patriots to step up. They need people of faith to step up. But you know what? Help these folks. If you look at the age of a lot of these folks, they've been doing it for a long time. I feel like the youngins sometimes. We got some younger than me, but I'll tell you, most of them are older than me. And I noticed that every time I would go to an election. I remember walking in as a 40-year-old voter, many, that's 20 years ago. 40-year-old voter walking in, and they said, "Oh, it's so good to see the young people come." That gives you an idea of the age. A lot of those people now are, some of them are not even there anymore. Maybe even sadly got passed on. But they were so kind and it excited them. They're like, hey, the young people are here. And I thought, wait a minute, I'm 40. Am I young? I don't feel young. And here I am at 60. I'm not saying my age. Thank the Lord for 60 years. Here I am at 60 and working with still people that are older than me, some of them in their 70s, who come and they do their part. They're passionate about doing that. Always caution in life. It's a lesson I learned a long time ago. Never paint the brush over a whole thing. You'll always find, it's like God said in his word, there's always a remnant. There's always a remnant that is not bowed the knee to Baal. There's always some people. They may be outnumbered. They may feel like they're lost in the barrel with all of it, but they ain't giving up, and there's always some people that are trying to do the right thing. Sometimes one thing we're guilty of in life is we paint that brush over a whole institution, a whole group of people, and there's probably it might even be a handful. There's some people there that they've not given up. They're trying, and they fight the fight every day to try to do better and make things better. And I appreciate that. I appreciate those folks. They're an inspiration to me, and I want to be an inspiration to others. Don't give up. Never give up. Always keep going. Remember Winston Churchill. Never, 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 never. Something like 17 times or something. He said, never give up. And that's true. We're Southern stubborn here in the South, most of us. And you're just not pushing us to the side like that. But give people credit. Recognize the talents and gifts that people are given. It's easy right now with all that's going on in our world and in our country to sometimes think that the whole state is wrong. No, the whole state's not. There's a lot of good patriots in California. A lot of them. I know a bunch of them. And some of them have moved. Yes, they've moved out. There's a lot of them on the line. There's a lot of good Christians in California. There's a church in one area. I'm telling you, they are rocking the gospel. They've been busting at the seams for years now. They are making a difference in the lives of people of all ages. In fact, they have a huge youth presence in that church. Again, don't paint the brush. Call out the ones who are the bad ones. Call them out absolutely. And we're going to call that out tonight with Governor Newsome. But there are people that are trying. There are people that are absolutely trying. You know, and we're one person here, one person there. And you just do what you can do the best you can do. And that's all anybody can expect. The great Robert E. Lee, you know, he spoke about doing your duty. You should never wish to do less than your duty. Perform your duty. Don't do less. Why would you want to do less? That's not honorable. Do your duty. If you've done your duty, you can hold your head up and you can know you did your best. And I would add in prayer. Soak it in prayer. Soak the situation in prayer. Pray for others. Pray for God to move. Miracles happen every day. And these so-called experts just think they got it all figured out. They ain't got it all figured out. Things happen. Things happen they never could have seen because the hand of God is still moving. I'm a Christian, yes, and I believe in miracles. I'm a walking miracle. And if God can save an old wretched sinner like me, he can do a lot. He can do anything. He's God, right? Why would we worship him if he's less? And he can move on nations, and he does. And he can move on leaders, and he does. Even unbeknownst to them, he is moving the puzzle pieces together and making things happen. And it'll all come out in the end. It'll all come together. We got some tough spots to get through, yes. But there's somebody out there that says, I ain't giving up. I'm fighting every day. And I believe a lot of those folks, I meet them all the time on the podcast, and they are dedicated to the cause, and they're not giving up, and they're holding the line. They're holding the line. And they're saying, I'm going to do my part. No matter what happens, I'm going to stand my post, and I'm going to be the watchman on the wall, and I'm not going to give up and throw in the towel. Who will join me? And I love that we have people that are standing like that and won't give up. And we read about battles and war. Sometimes it's that one person who doesn't give up. What about the person that carries the flag? There are many stories of somebody who carried the flag in the battle. They didn't carry a weapon. They carried a flag. The enemy just shot them down. Another man drops his weapon, picks up the flag, Rally to the flag, boys, they would say. Remember one battle in the war between the states, it was 7 men. The seventh man was sent back. They said, go back, because they just kept shooting. And he saluted them, did his march back, because there was nobody with him. They were all gone. And he stood holding the flag. No matter what you think about the different sides of war, we're one nation under God, and we are together. The dividers are the one that want to divide us. This country has more patriots than it has those people. This country has more people who believe in the goodness of this country. They are thankful for their freedoms. They defend their freedoms. They serve in the wars. They do their duty. There are more of them than are not. Media, everybody would mislead you to think that we're in the minority. We are not. Sure, there's a lot of nuts out there. There's a lot of fruitcakes out there. There's a lot of people that hate this country right here in this country. But I'm telling you, we are more than conquerors through Christ Jesus, and there are more patriots in this country than there are enemies. But we've got work to do. We've got to hold these people to the line. By the way, Darren Bongino today, statement, he wouldn't say anything about himself, but he wanted to defend Kash Patel. And he talked about the 10 to 12 hours he puts in every day. And there are a lot of things working that he can't talk about. It's different when he was on his show. I get that. Mr. Bongino, I get that. But he talked about there is work going on. There's things happening. It'll all be shown in the end. We have no problem, I believe, with ongoing investigations that need to take a little time. But there are investigations that don't even need to be performed anymore. There are people that should be in handcuffs, sir. There are people that should already be in jail. That's the frustration. We understand the rest of it. It takes time to put a case together legally, the paperwork, the investigation. I get that. There are people that should have already been arrested, and they let the judge set for bail if he wants to, or not, and then let the case move forward. But you can at least do that. And I'd still say it's delaying, and the statement only makes it worse. Now, he's coming out and defending Kash Patel because he's hearing it. He's hearing about it because there's a lot of patriots that are upset. And they should be. It's just went on far too long. Nothing's happened. But he's saying a lot's happened. Well, you need to show something. You're going to have to show something. It just continues to go on. Here we are, well over 100 days. Nothing's happened. We sat for 4 years and watched crimes being committed. And you're telling me you can't arrest somebody? Come on, let's go. That's not acceptable. This is the second time that they've come out and made statements, at least two. There may be another one. It's falling on deaf ears because people are sick of it. We're not getting the answers we want. You're still talking in circles. We got things happening. It's all going to come together. It's this, it's that. No action. It's frustrating. Getting tired of it. Let's have some things happen and move forward. And we'll work on the longer term investigations as we go, or as they go. I'm not involved, but we can understand that, Mr. Bongino. We understand that. I understand every time that they get in front of the cameras and someone starts going down this road about how long investigations take, and all the work, and all, it always just frustrates me because most Americans are smart enough to know that. We understand that. And to me, that's empty rhetoric. It doesn't say anything. It's like you're talking to us like we're kindergartners, and we don't know what's happened, that we don't know how investigations work, that we don't understand how long it takes to get, things approved or judges to sign off. We get all that. We see the slowness of our justice system sometimes, and they might, and it's so very frustrating for them to continue to talk that way, like we don't know what we're talking about. We understand that. We understand it's going to take some time, but there's enough time been done that things should have already happened. Show us some action. There's already should have been some action on investigations. It don't take much to go. It don't take much to convene a grand jury. It don't take much. You can always add charges later. You got enough to arrest some of these people now. If you don't, then you're derelict in your duty. You're a buffoon. You need to get out. There's already enough there. Come on. I should have seen at least one purple. Let's go. frustrating. Anyway, that's a good vent for Wednesday night. Tomorrow night, first show. We might come back to it. Governor Newsome, this cat, he just continues to bump those chops, bump those gums, and it's not looking good for him. Many have spoken about it, even on the Democratic side, and this guy's going scorched earth, and it's not working. He's not doing himself any favors by this continued war of the words with the administration. And so now he is suing the administration, and he wants to block the troops that's in LA. So a Thursday hearing is set for this, and let's see where we're at in this nation. A federal judge will hold a hearing Thursday on his request to block the Trump administration. Boy, how quick they move when they want to work against the administration, right? Thursday? Come on, we just filed what, today? Yesterday? Today? For using the National Guard and the Marines to assist with immigration raids in Los Angeles. We filed the emergency request Tuesday. So today, seeking to immediately block the administration from sending troops to help support immigration raids. It's not just to support immigration raids. It's to suppress violence in a town, the taking over of a town. It is to defend the people doing the work. There's people committing violent acts against federal authorities. There's a little bit more to it than that. Michael says, a prominent Democrat law professor said Trump is allowed to call the military. Sure, he's the commander and freaking chief. I mean, this just kills me, these judges. Are we going to let judges just independently run the nation? They're not the elected leader. My gosh. He argued that it would only escalate tensions and promote civil unrest. No, sir. The civil unrest was already in place. And you were throwing fuel to the flame. I must throw in a few things here and there. Administration lawyers say Newsome is seeking an unprecedented and dangerous court order that would interfere with the federal government's ability to carry out operations. I want to ask a question. It's a deep question. Gavin isn't going to be doing anything because the Supreme Court wouldn't know that. Yes. At what point, because the Insurrection Act has not been, that's a possibility still. At what point, if things were that in much turmoil, just asking, would judges be arrested? You know what? Because at some point, if the country is collapsing, eating itself, and you can't do anything about it because of a rogue judge, how long before they're arrested to defend this nation? We might not be that far from that. We just might not. I don't think this will be successful, but you never know. It is federal court, some of those judges, you never know. California, we will see. So the hearing is Thursday, and we will see. The Marines and another 2,000 National Guard troops were sent to LA on Monday, adding to the military presence. They're needed. They are needed. Newsome, local officials said Newsome did not want, and that the police chief says makes it harder to handle the protest safely. Police chief, you got your butt handed to you. I mean, let's face it, not putting down your officers. You didn't handle it. You got your butt handed to you. You need the help, whether you want it or not. You can play politics, I get it. Police chiefs are glorified politicians, let's face it. Sheriffs, police chiefs, they're very political. They're not the old-time sheriff and the old-time police chief out there. No, they don't go out on calls for the most part. They're office people, paper pushers. They deal with budgets. You know, they may have been did all the work and did all the training and all that, but they cannot handle this. This is above them. Most police departments are shorthanded in the nation already. I'm sure they're no different. That's a huge police force. About 100 short in Chattanooga at one time, recently, that I heard. 100. That's Chattanooga. How many is LA short? Interesting. Marine Corps General Eric Smith said Tuesday that the Marines deployed to the area had not yet been called to respond to the protests. They were there only to protect federal officials and property. They can, however, defend themselves. If needed, they can defend themselves. So we'll see. Paul Eck, Deputy General Counsel in the California Military Department, said the agency was informed that the Pentagon plans to direct the California National Guard to start providing support for immigration operations. And President Trump is moving forward. There's going to be more and more operations. Oh, by the way, thank you to Steve-O from Celtic Blacksmith on his Rumble channel. He sent me the link today. The rallies that are being held this week, secret locations, you got to sign up. I mean, you can figure it out. As they're going to rally all around the nation. There is one planned in Chattanooga. I don't know the location right now, but I will soon. So it, I went to their little site and read what they had to say. Those are planned all over the country. There are a number of them. Now, I don't know how many people is going to show up. It could be 5. It could be 500. Who knows? I don't know how many will show up. I really don't know that. But there's going to need to be. There's no telling how many might need to be called up or called into action, because if this gets out of hand around the nation, and there are some cities where this absolutely could get out of hand quickly, like we've seen with George Floyd, or Michael's looked it up and says they have 8,000 police. Are they fully staffed? Is that full staff? Or should they have 10? If they have 8, is that what they have? Is that what's on the books? Or are they short 1,000? So, I mean, that's what they, or Andy 800, I'm sorry, I looked at that wrong. But if they have that, is that full staff? Because I can tell you, most jobs aren't full staff. It's hard to find workers. It's hard to find people who will do that job. Do you blame them? Look what's going on right now. So, some harsh words spoken by Speaker Johnson today. Supposed to have over 9,000. Yeah, everybody's short. People retire. A lot of people retired after George Floyd. And the police academies are not getting enough people to sign up for them. The numbers are down. And they're just not choosing that as a career field. If they do, they're seeking to specialize into something that's not street patrol. That's the idea. They want to get off the street, get into higher investigative type things. But I can tell you in Chattanooga, investigators have to help in street work because they're short-handed. So I would say that probably works there too. House Speaker Mike Johnson, Republican, Louisiana, suggested an archaic form of punishment on Tuesday to deal with California Governor Gavin Newsom's pushback against the Trump administration's efforts to maintain order in Los Angeles. When a reporter asked Johnson, this is on Newsmax, do you believe that Newsom should face consequences the legal way? The speaker responded, that's not my lane. I'm not going to give you legal analysis on whether Gavin Newsom should be arrested, but he ought to be tarred and feathered. I'll say that. Yeah, that's the one that I went to. I went to their website. But you can find the website's out there. They don't give you no details other than just a few people that's involved. But they're calling up for a lot of people that show up. I would like to see it just to record it. Where my MAGA at? They'd probably throw me out. I don't know if it's outdoor or indoor. Try to find out. Did Governor Newsom be tarred and feathered? Yeah. Newsome shot back. He said, hey, good to know we're skipping the arrest, going straight for the 1700 style forms of punishment. A fitting threat given the GOP wants to bring our country back to the 18th century. Oh, shut up. It reminds me of Ronald Reagan. Oh, shut up. Yes, broski. Oh. On Monday, a reporter asked President Donald Trump if border czar Tom Homan should arrest Newsom. Trump replied, I would do it if I were Tom. We covered that yesterday. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. I do too. Let's make it happen. Oh, war of the words. Johnson said, look, he's standing in the way of the administration and the carrying out of federal law. He's applauding the bad guys and standing in the way of the good guys. He's a participant and an accomplice in our federal agents not just being disrespected, but assaulted. What a joke. Everybody been looking for Johnson to be a little more forceful because he seems to be that school teacher kind of dude. A little more forceful here. What a joke, Johnson remarked about the lawsuit. Do your job, man. Yeah. That's what I tell Gavin Newsom. Do your job. Stop working on your rebranding and be a governor. Yeah. Tar and feather and put him in the stocks. Hey, we could go back to 1700s. Yeah. How about a public caning? That would be cool. Everybody gathered around. He's in the stocks. They caned that little white butt. They get the crowd around. Everybody get their TikTok and other social media videos. 40. I don't know how I don't know. I don't remember what was the caning they gave Korea. They a caning there. Remember that? What? How many was it? 40, 10? I don't remember. You go, Johnson. I'm kind of liking that. Oh, J.D. Vance to Governor Newsom. I told you Newsom's the spotlight tonight. It has to be. It's ground zero, and he's the center ring clown. I'll say it. He's a clown. He always has been. This is the guy that said you can't run your restaurant, but was caught out in the restaurant. Just killed the business of people he didn't like, but then supported business elsewhere. And, Tom, there's got a couple of streams here that they might get a little upset if we say those words. Vice President J.D. Vance. Maybe it's wrong to say this dude should absolutely have, and I'm not a promoter of it, but he absolutely should have, after he leaves office, he should have an endorsement deal with Jack Daniels. Absolutely. J.D. Vance called out Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom on Tuesday over his multiple attempts to deflect blame for the ongoing Southern California riots to President Donald Trump and his administration. On Monday, Newsom posted, do your job. We didn't have a problem until Trump got involved. Rescind the order. Return control to California. Oh, and I'll say again, my social streams, Newsom. Tell me they don't flip the switch. I block them and they still send them. Rescind the order, return to control to California. What control? You didn't have no command and control. In response to an earlier post from Vance demanding that Newsom take control of the situation, Vance posted photos of an assault on a Border Patrol vehicle and a flaming car, both of which occurred before Trump announced his involvement. Quote, Gavin Newsom says he didn't have a problem until Trump got involved. Both of these photos were taken before the president authorized the National Guard to go protect our Border Patrol in California. Does this look like no problem? Vance wrote. Vance ended his post by once again saying it has been the mass migration policies of Democrats such as Newsome that's created the chaos now unfolding in Los Angeles. You sure as H, double hockey sticks, you sure as H had a problem before President Trump came along. The problem is you, Vance concluded. Take that, Newsome, Mr. Slick Hair. Remember the Democrats were all excited, or they claimed they were, that this guy was going to run and be president? What does it say about a governor who's supposed to be this big mover in the Democratic Party? Big mover. And yet he could not be moved in to oppose Joe, who didn't know what was going on, and Kamala, who was a failure and has been. How bad do you have to be to fail at that? How bad? Which I know Nancy Pelosi and others were controlling all that, but still, if he was that good, if they even had a little bit of confidence in him, wouldn't he have been the nominee? And yet, for all the great talent supposedly that the Democratic Party has, they rolled out Joe, round 2, with Kamala. That's the talent base. That's the top out. That's the pinnacle. That's the top of the mountain. Listen, I know we've had problems on the Republican side too. I mean, my gosh, we've had McConnell up in Kentucky until recently, forever, as the majority whip. You know, I've said the same thing. This is the best we can do. I'll call it out on both sides. But if you're that good and you can't get traction to move past those two, it says everything I need to know. Oh, J.D. Vance was trolling a liberal nut poster. Sure. I hope people realize that you have to loot to fight against deportation. Oh, my goodness. What a time to live. Newsome. I'm going to find this really quick. Give me just a second. Because I have found that I really like. We're going to come back. We're staying with Newsome. But I wanted to see, because I didn't have it pulled up ahead of time, so I apologize. Give me 1 second here. And let me just pull this up. Because I want to get the comments of someone we've been covering. And of course they hate. And it's Fetterman. Hello, Jake. Did you get my email, brother? From my personal email, not podcast. I emailed you from both. Jake, from the great state of Mississippi. Fetterman calls out anarchy in LA, noting that Dems forfeit moral high ground by failing to decry violence. Yeah, Jake, I love the songs. Great. You always do great. They'll really hate him now. Senator John Fetterman, Pennsylvania, Democrat, Pennsylvania, spoke out against the, quote, anarchy and true chaos in Los Angeles, declaring that Democrats forfeit moral high ground, end quote, if they do not decry the violence. I unapologetically, some Democrats can't even say that word. There may be some Republicans can't even. Stand for free speech, peaceful demonstrations, and immigration. Boy, this guy sounds like a Republican more and more. I unapologetically stand for free speech, peaceful demonstrations, and immigration, but this is not that. This is anarchy and true chaos. Well, see, we believe in free speech. Absolutely. We believe in peaceful demonstrations. You're not talking about the Democrats now, but you're talking about the Republicans. And we believe in immigration, it's just legal immigration. He said, this is anarchy and true chaos. My party loses the moral high ground, but they've already lost the moral high ground. They lost that a long time ago. There ain't nothing moral about it. My party loses the moral high ground when we refuse to condemn setting cars on fire, destroying buildings, and assaulting law enforcement. No, they don't put it down. They celebrate it, Senator. They celebrate it. They cheer. They're having cocktails and champagne parties. Oh, look at another building going up in smoke. Yeah. Way to go. Well, we got them going now. Let's throw some gas on the flame it up some more. Are you kidding me? Elon Musk replied to Fetterman's post with an American flag emoji. Okay, Elon. Ohio gubernatorial candidate Vivek Ramaswamy noted it's hard to preach hard truths to your own side. I respect this. And I do too. That's a great comment. By the way, Vivek, there's a spot for him in the future. I know what he's doing now, but I know what he's doing there. This guy's not done. This guy's not done. He may not have got to where he wanted to be, but he definitely made some points for himself, and he swayed some people's minds and hearts leading up to that election. And I heard them. These are hardcore conservatives, hardcore political operatives, people that have really been involved in politics, that really took a liking to him. So I could see that. Of course, Fetterman's out there in his hoodie. Dude just can't wear a suit, can he? Deputy White House Chief of Staff and Cabinet Secretary Taylor Budowich responded to Fetterman in a post writing, "This is a wake-up call for many Democrats. There is no room for you in the party of at Gavin Newsom and at Kamala Harris. Their self-obsessed pursuits of power are blind to you and your concerns." That's truth. They defend chaos, reject biology, and are unbothered by the invasion of our nation. Senator Bernie Sanders, Independent Vermont, has spoken out against the violence. Oh, now they're all getting on the, we're not for violence. They were all for it at first. They defended it. This is a peaceful protest. This is not a riot. Then it was just, well, it's just a handful. There's 5 or 6 dudettes. We got to bet, we got to get them to calm down. Bernie Sanders said on X, Dr. King defeated racists. Don't you just love it when an old liberal dude there's a lot I can say. You get it. I don't even have to say it. Dr. King defeated racist government officials and ended segregation through disciplined, nonviolent resistance. Well, we're trying to have nonviolent deportations. Nonviolent, Bernie. Nonviolent. That means that you go when you're told to go. You're here illegally. Nonviolent. I'm glad he knows there's something called nonviolent. Defeating Trumpism. He just jumped ahead, a bunch of years. By the way, Dr. King would have loved Donald Trump. They would have been friends and sit down and had a nice cup of coffee together. I'm sure of it. Oligarchy and authoritarianism requires the same level of discipline. Violent protests are counterproductive and play right into Trump's playbook. His playbook, dude, you're writing the playbook. The playbook is your playbook. He's taking actions to defend against your playbook. Our playbook is called the Constitution of the United States, sir. Playbook, your whole party's playbook is writing the script. You're an idiot. Everybody knows it, and you know it too. You've been nothing but this for 60 years or whatever, however long you've been in office. 50 years? What is this? How long has this guy been in office? Spewing the same crap forever. He never changes. It's the same message. Gosh almighty. And people give to his campaign. The The president said, we made a great decision in sending the National Guard to deal with the violent, instigated riots in California. If we had not done so, Los Angeles would have been completely obliterated, the president asserted on Monday in a Truth Social post. Fetterman is a big dude, ain't he? I mean, like he's got the hoodie on. He's a big dude. He's got a big head. This guy could be an actor. You know what? If he was in shape a little more, he could be a knight. I mean, he's so big. I mean, he could. But there's other parts he could play. He has that look. There's a lot of different things. He could be a good guy. He could be a bad guy, which is kind of what he plays in politics, right? I mean, think about it. Just look at it. And this, he likes this black, dark look. You know, maybe it's because he's a big guy. Maybe it's because he's trying to wear black. It doesn't highlight the belly rolls and whatever else. I mean, we get that. But he could play that character. He could play a lot of parts. I don't know if he could act. Democrats are pretty good at acting. They act like they're politicians. Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth noted in a tweet on Monday evening that U.S. Marines were being deployed to the city to, quote, restore order. Yes. I just think it's hilarious. I hate that it's happened. But you had these people, and they promoted, encouraged everything that is going on. And as soon as the National Guard and Marines and all this stuff started getting real, talk about them going to jail, they talked tough for a minute, then they went, uh-oh, we better watch out. We better change our speeches here. Because there's a lot of violence, and I don't want to go to jail, but I want to look like I'm being tough against Trump. So I want to say things like, yeah, arrest me, go ahead. But at the same time, I'm going to talk out both sides of my mouth, and I'm going to say, we're not for violent protest. We call down and say it's the handful of small people that are causing chaos and disrupting things and attacking property and people. Well, yeah, they need to be arrested, yeah, because most of the people, they're just peacefully protesting. You see, they're changing their whole thing. We're still trying to stick it to Trump because they know, yeah, you could go to jail. And you could get some stiff charges. And Trump's just the guy to do it, right? Yeah, because their narrative is that it's all Trump's fault, so they could call it out. Well, that's the playbook, brother. Like, they might have bullet points like, we'll disrupt this, we'll stop him here, we'll sue him here. We got federal judges we can call on. We'll work with other nations. Who knows if it's happening? I'm just saying. Possibility. They is they. I didn't say a name. Rhinos as well. Being fair here. Rhinos as well. And whatever you want to call Lindsey Graham over there working with Little Man. Zelensky. I like Fetterman. No, I wouldn't like everything he's done. And I would not like everything he's for. But I got respect for a man who will go against the grain when it would be so easy for, think how easy this would be. Fetterman, because of that race and how tight it was and everything that's happened with him, he could be a rock star on this thing if he wanted to in the Democratic Party. I got tremendous respect. He could have been out there on the front lines saying, I stand with I stand against all this. It's Trump's fault. He could have been a rock star. Instead, he went against the grain of his own party, which is not a career good move most of the time. They will absolutely put him on the sideline. They won't do it all at first because he's sitting on an important seat. I mean, a very important seat. And they wouldn't want to, but they'll do it. They're already openly talking about him being moved along. They'll strip this guy of every committee that he's on, if he's on any. They probably didn't have him on any because he was sick. Well, you weren't feeling good. You're getting over stroke and all this, and we'll work on that later. Now, he can cash it in. He ain't never going to get on any kind of committee assignment. I mean, he might get on some buried down, way down in it's like Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's finally gotten on a couple, but they kicked her off, and that's the way it is. He'll be lucky to be sitting on an orange crate in an empty room, with a committee assignment to count park benches or something at city bus stops. This guy is not going to get anything because he went against them. The Republicans might, if he would join over. I don't see him become a Republican. But if he thought he could win that seat as an independent, who knows? And he just might do it. Fetterman. He's been batting 1,000 here lately. Michael says lawsuits are coming. Don't know how many, but they will, and the Supreme Court will have to get in gear. Well, they better get in gear. Let's say, who needs to get in gear? John Roberts has never been in gear. Comey, Barrett, Kavanaugh. There's only 2 that we can really count on right now. Sad to say. There's 3 of them. They've become very flaky. Didn't see that coming. Alito, Clarence Thomas, jam up. They're the anchor. They're the ones on the rope. Tug of war. They're the anchors. Absolutely. The Hill is reporting this story. While I stay with Fetterman just for a minute, I'm going to run out of time anyway, but I can't help this. Hope that old lady will have to retire. John Fetterman, Democrat, Pennsylvania, was spotted with former Trump strategist Steve Bannon. Reminds me of the old Bionic Man, Steve Austin. Steve Bannon for about 20 minutes Monday evening at the Capitol Hill restaurant. Butterworths, a popular hangout for the MAGA community. Ooh. Fetterman dined that night with Matt Boyle, the Washington bureau chief for Breitbart, according to Politico's playbook. There's that word again, playbook, which first reported the interaction. He did not have dinner with Bannon. No, they just probably knocked back some drinks. He said, "Oh my gosh, I don't have anything," Fetterman said when asked about the dinner. I didn't have any. I don't have anything. Although he did not deny the report, it's unknown what the men discussed. After the story was posted, a spokesman for Fetterman told The Hill the run-in with Bannon was inadvertent and impromptu. Bannon is a frequent customer at Butterworths, which has attracted increasing attention as a watering hole for supporters of President Trump. An inauguration weekend crowd, including FBI Director Kash Patel, tech mogul Elon Musk, and the conservative blogger Curtis Yarvin. The restaurant also was named one of the city's best restaurants by the Washington Post food critic Tom Sietsema. The French menu includes lamb tartare, rabbit, and French fries cooked in beef tallow. Fetterman previously dined with Trump at Mar-a-Lago in January, drawing scrutiny from some of his colleagues. He's also been, of course, he's been going against his party. Hey, Michael, take care, buddy. Yeah, I'll be getting off soon. Got stuff to do. This show's only supposed to be an hour anyway. That's just too much to talk about. That's why I go 5 nights a week when you still got so much. I'm not even finished with Pelosi, or Pelosi too. Gavin Newsome. We will pick that up tomorrow. Remember, Hump Day Views tomorrow night, 2nd hour, Southern Fried Video. Rumble only, exclusive. If you don't have a Rumble channel, just download the app. We won't go behind the paywall for a good 25 minutes. If you decide you would like to get, it's not expensive. And you'll want to support Rumble. You really will. All this great programming, all of our friends, podcasters, all of Rumble. So make that switch today. At least have it in the collection. Don't cost you nothing to download it. Don't cost nothing to make an account. Don't cost nothing to have a screen name. And for all the free stuff, you can come in and look. It costs you a thing. If you want to see the behind the paywall, it's as little as $9 a month. You pay about a year, you can get a little cheaper, I think. But come on, that's a cup of coffee at Starbucks, right? Or pretty close to it. Once a month. So support Rumble. We appreciate all of our followers and friends on Rumble and all of our supporters in the Southern Fried Cornbread Nation world. So excited about that. In the morning, we'll be jammed up early. The plan is I've been doing an early morning audio show. If you'd like to catch that live, it will actually stream out the rest of it. But live, it's on Podbean. That's another great one. Download your Podbean now. The Cornbread Man Show, morning show. Cornbread Man, the Cornbread Man morning show. If I get it out. The audio will go to a lot of our sites automatically once the show is over and sent up. I have to click a couple of clicks and then it goes. And I was checking those out today, and the audio is excellent. Just no video, but it's audio. It's 30 minutes, 2 or 3 news items of the morning. Then we roll into the morning show, video side. Tomorrow I'll be with Rob. We'll catch you 6 a.m. The Cornbread Man morning show will start somewhere at 5 to 5:15. We have to be off about 15 minutes before or more before the morning show. We set that stream up, which will already be set up. I just go from one to the other. There are some days here and there that we haven't done, but it's been few. We've been doing this for about a week and a half, and it's our new audio. We want to promote our audio sites, so we want to give them more love and go live there. So Podbean is the way we do that. There'll be more things like that. There'll be a TikTok live soon, a Clapper live. That will be not every day, but splattered, all that through there. Show some love to those followers of ours who are faithful. Some of them have never seen our live show. They've seen clips. But we will be doing it. We went live to TikTok once. We're going to do it again. And there's a couple other sites we're going to do that as well. It'll probably be me. And we'll have more news on that. Hey, have a great night. It's 10 bells. Go to bed. I'm the guy that should be in bed. I still got a couple things to record. And then you get the Jim and Bubba show finished. Hey, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care. God bless. Pray for the country. Pray for the president. Pray for us. Pray for yourselves. Amen. It's good to be in America. It's great to be in America. Apologize for nothing. Stand on the Constitution. Shout it from the rooftops. We're the best nation on the planet. It's not even close. I don't want to hear about how great some other countries got it. Have patriotism in your own country, I get it. But the best nation on the face of the planet is the United States of America, the good old USA. Absolutely. Won't change my mind about that at all. Take care. All right, let's go out with a good MAGA song. It's a new song for us. The MAGA Report. I like it. Take care.